The enemy doesn't know what he's doing. The enemy don't know what he's doing. Ooh, the enemy doesn't know. The more the intense the warfare becomes, it's opportunity to detach and heal. More opportunity to hear from God and what is he saying about the warfare. Because it's not work to entertain the flesh when going through warfare. Most of my life, I dealt with warfare. Intense heartache, intense pain. I remember even as a child, I went through warfare. Had health issues. Many things threatened my life. I'm not idolizing that. I'm not trying to uplift myself. I'm saying it was a constant warfare where one couldn't really rest well. And there's a purpose for that. It makes sense when you go in the spirit. It comes together as a puzzle. Life is a puzzle. And if you entertain warfare, fights, confusion, drama, Satan uses anybody get in your ear. If you get control of your flesh and get in control and operate out of your higher self, it's an act of work. It's an ugly work. It's not pretty. Healing is not pretty. Healing involves in purging, crying, breaking down. It's like clearing out your closet, your storage bank of all foul spirits, all foul works. It's not pretty. It's ugly. But it brings out your natural beauty. It brings out the beauty of your soul, your spirit, and it enhances your wisdom. It enhances your life in the long haul. What beautiful works happen when you make room for the Spirit of God to speak to you. It's beautiful when you can hear him in peace. But it's something changes when you hear him in warfare. You hear him when there's conflict going on. You hear him when there's drama going on. Who you gonna listen to when you can sense what your flesh wants to say and do? You can sense what your ego wants to respond. You can sense what people will want you to do. You can sense what the enemy will promote. But you got to go find what God is saying. You have to find it. You have to find him. He's near, but he wants us to look for him to say, hey, you got better options. What are they? What are they? And reveal yourself. Reveal your peace. Reveal your healing, not just for me, but the environment and the people who dwell in the environment. Even if they brainwashed, I'm looking for you. I'm not talking about delusional talk. I'm talking about what do you do when you go through constant warfare, when you constantly have problems. You got to go to the Spirit of God. He can control the environment better than we can. And he brings peace to everyone when he comes through. It's a refreshment. You get when you get and tap into his spirit. And it's a love. He reminds you that you're enough and that you love. But it elevates you. It promotes you for your purpose. But you got to fight your flesh. You got to fight that ego that try to rise up. You got to fight and ignore folk who want to disrespect you, who want to belittle you. And you may have an opportunity to tear the club up. You may you may have willpower and more strength than them, the ones who starting drama with you. And it's not about comparing. It's not about belittling them either. But making a commitment of, oh, I put that sword down some time ago. I'm not going to pick it up. Because of warfare, I'm going to go deeper and find out what is he saying. And get my eyes off of this 3D realm. And open my eyes in the spirit realm. And recognize every time it's meant for you to go in the spirit realm, there's an enemy that don't want you to go in. They gonna want you to respond with your flesh. It's like they try to gatekeep you from going in, but you have to go in because it's not worth to solving problems and constantly operating out of this flesh, this body. We wasn't made for our body. We wasn't made for this. We wasn't made to cause chaos. We were made for finding peace and higher learning that comes from the Spirit of God. In the spirit realm, you can see so many different things. You will see that spirit that's operating out of anger, that come from warfare, because he doesn't want one to grow and tap in. When you see that spirit that's using different people in the spirit realm and from connecting with the Spirit of God, you find out why the warfare is coming, because you can see the enemy. And if you have strength and your eyes are open to see the enemy, that in itself, you know your power, you know your authority. You don't fight with your hands with the enemy. You go in the spirit and find the root of it. And you fight that enemy with the power of God. And you pull down every stronghold. You reveal every foul spirit with the spirit of truth. You got to walk with the spirit of truth. Like it's going out of style and you got the last version and they don't make that no more. You got to walk with that. You can't just talk it. Why? Because that's where your protection comes from. That's where your healing comes from. That's where who you are is revealed. And it's constantly being fed. Where you don't have to feed your ego and your flesh. It hurts my core. It hurts my core. It hurts me. Little old me. When I see my own kind going at war with me when I have nothing for them. I don't have no weapons in my hand. I don't have no destruction for them. I don't even want to slander them. I don't want to belittle them. I don't want to belittle them for the things they do or what they entertain. But there's more for them to discover for who they are. Again, I have battles every day because I know there's more to them they have to discover. So I treat people genuine and nice because I'm nothing without God. But if I didn't tap in and open up my eyes, I wouldn't be able to see. And it hurts because the things they idolize is not fulfilling them. It's not elevating them. And when warfare comes, when you don't answer and tune into the spirit, when warfare comes, when the spirit of confusion comes, and you act upon your flesh, we have a tendency to make it worse from the things we idolize, from the spirit we entertain. It's beyond religion. The Spirit of God is a spirit of truth. And with His truth, He reveals every mess anyone could wear. And it's an opportunity Most High reveals. This is your chance to walk in righteousness. In this mess. In this heartache. In this pain. And it's your opportunity to listen to me. This is a test. What are you choosing? And based off of your choices will determine what type and the level of success and healing you receive. Just because you tap in, for those who have a strong prayer life and can open up their spiritual eyes, you know, if you constantly pray to God and have that love for God, that doesn't stop the warfare. No, it increases the warfare. But God approved the warfare. He approved it. How can you constantly approve constant warfare? It would seem like if you love your people, you'll give them a break. But you're called. That's what it is. He's sharpening you up and disciplining you and equipping you and making sure that you're serious about listening to Him. He gonna make sure you're serious about listening and obeying and trusting and loving Him. When the warfare is done, you're not gonna idolize anything of this world. You're not gonna make room for any foul spirit. You're not gonna bully or harass anyone or break down anything that will feed your flesh. You're not gonna entertain any of your old ways. That's what it is. I wish I could go back and tell my younger self that. Your brokenness is prepared for you to go to God, not for you to make yourself more broken and dwell in affliction and self-affliction and say the po me songs and cry the alligator monkey tears for years. Is not made for you to do that. I wish I could go back, because I got my own pain and struggle before the enemy even attacked me, and before I even dealt with affliction, I had my own. But it was meant for me to go to God. Oh. love him. I love him. That fulfillment, that protection and healing. It's not just in one area. It's in multiple areas. And the warfare is for you to be sold out, for you to have a made up mind on who you're choosing. Who are you choosing? It supports your foundation. But the people that's operating out of confusion or manipulation, they don't see. Not belittling them, because it's purpose for them. And it's growth for them, and it's healing for them, but they're not walking in it. When I say it hurts, that's what I mean by it hurts. Not by what they do to me. The warfare can do multiple things, but answering it with your flesh does nothing for your own path. You just going back and forth with the enemy on the spirit realm that wants attention or validation or power or control, and it does nothing, because it's not going to bring about a root of a solution or healing. But if you go in the spirit, connect with the spirit of God. How you feel about this? What's your views on this? How you feel about me around this? What you feel about the environment? Most High. He showed you through time. But you gotta walk through truth. You gotta respect truth. You gotta own up to truth. I'm saying this because I had to learn this. It's something I just not saying. And no, I had to walk in this. And I had to pay my dues of Persian. Folk don't have to respect another from healing. I don't entertain folk anymore. Till they lay a hand on me. Then they got hell coming for them. I don't want that kind of fight. I'm fighting the enemy in the spirit. But when folk send warfare, they don't see me. They see this body, but they don't see me. My body is here, but my spirit is in the spirit realm. I'm pulling down every stronghold. And I'm biting my tongue, because if I reveal what is revealed to me, it's not pretty, but it's truth. It's truth about me, and it's truth about the environment. It's truth about people. Folk don't have to leave the quiet people alone. That's cute. The enemy uses people because he needs a vessel. The enemy has a comment and an opinion and a view about every stage of you. When you're broken, when you're healing, when you're standing up, when you're fighting back, he got an opinion. It's like, wait a minute, you the same devil when I was low. You're coming in a different form, brainwashing someone else, but they got their own fight. They gotta have to fight. They gotta have to choose. I'm going to break down every stronghold. I'm going to detach from every way and everything that you say about me. I'm going to heal and see what you come with next. I'm going to heal not so you can't belittle me or break me. I'm going to heal so I can find freedom and find the spirit of truth and find out what God says about you. And that entity you operate from, and what he says about me, and what he says about the environment. Because when the Spirit of God comes through, he has a way to bring peace in the environment. He controls the warfare. But he approves of it for a while to make you grow. The warfare can seem so strong, like he's not far away, but he's near. He's wanting one to grow up and look for him, and look for righteousness, and look for the better way. Look for his way. Environment's lustful. Okay. Most High, I'm coming to you with my spirit, with my intentions, with my desires, my heart motives, my mind, my actions. I'm coming to you with me, all of me. You're mightier than the spirits of lust. You're mightier than my own strength. Can you not only clear out the spirits of lust? Can you not only motivate those who search high and low for you, but can you bring in what's fulfilling for the environment? Can you break down ways of strategy and with wisdom and courage? Can your spirit and your works adjust the environment and bring back what you see fit that give you glory? He used the warfare. He knows of it before time it happens and approve of it. And say, yes, this chaos is going to promote my growth, my glory. I don't need chaos to promote my glory, but this right here is going to build up my people. The search for me high and low. Search for what's right high and low. What's really fulfillment high and low for me. I have it for them. But if they come to me, if they look for me, for righteousness and the spirit of truth, I will give it to them. But they got to walk with it. They got to honor it over their own desires and destruction, and want to be first and seen. So if you go to God, every time you have warfare, you're growing spiritually in your calling that the enemy has no control over. Even the warfare he sent at you for you to respond out of your flesh is your opportunity to clear out your karma right there. It's an opportunity to fight the enemy and grow in God right there. off of the back of the enemy. If they choose, say Sarah, you have beef or problem with Sarah. Sarah is idolizing narcissistic abuse with power. And it worked in her family. And it worked in everywhere she go. And it helped her get connections. The things she idolized. And she carries strongholds. And you fight off those own strongholds in your own life. But it comes bigger and stronger in those who operate out of it. Because they broken and they're fragile on the inside. It's not to belittle the person, but when you make room for Satan, he makes you low and he makes you little. And you got to clear all that foulness out of your life. And God makes room and build you up. But you don't have to fight. Half of the fight is not seen in this earthly realm. Most of the fight is not seen. It's not seen here. So you got beef with Sarah. What kind of an individual would you be if you fight back with Sarah? Sarah's going to use all kind of tactics to make it seem like you're the problem. But she's using psychology warfare and fights against you to make you respond or make you break down. But Sarah doesn't know that multiple strongholds run her life. And it's not even Sarah's natural ideas and motives and agendas for the day. Strongholds of demons run Sarah. And Sarah don't have no fruit, but coming to steal others' fruit. What are you going to do? Are you going to cause problems back onto Sarah? There's multiple things you can do, but you got to go in the spirit. It's a need to go tap into the spirit of God. It's a need. Because dealing with a narcissistic individual, dealing with a bully, dealing with a hateful spirit, it leaves you with a question mark on the inside, like, what do you do? Or like that saying, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? He'll be fighting like hell in the spirit realm, but he'll ignore everyone who was sin warfare. One that got to be accountable for the things they send out in the physical realm, in this world. Everything you do, you have to be accountable for that. You keep sowing wicked deeds, wicked works. You have to be accountable for that. You can't run and hide. So if you use godly wisdom, he revealed the narcissistic tactics to make you have a reaction. His wisdom reveals psychology and game people try to run from. Not just the games, but the game. It's an old game used by new players and old players. It's a beautiful gift when you can hear, but when you can hear in warfare, that means you have self-control over your flesh. That means you have self-control in choosing God's way over what you can see and your abilities and gifts and power. So God give you more power and authority, and He reveals more to you because you can respect truth and you look for it. You look for it to fight with. You look for it to heal with. You look for it to operate from it. And He gives you power over those things that want to come in and have room over your soul. So the warfare Sarah was sin won't work, but it reveals what Sarah's doing. It reveals what spirit Sarah is operating from. And it brings on humility like never before. It is wise to not do that to someone who can see. Oh my God. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you gotta walk with wisdom if you can see, because what you say, it can stir up more warfare than what you prepared for. So then you have to walk with not just the spirit of truth, but walk with wisdom. The warfare is to help you grow. The warfare is to edify your spirit to grow. Accept truth. Folk don't want to accept truth about you. That's cool. Go to the spirit. There's validation there. There's acceptance there. There's prayers heard. We're not meant to constantly have the same repetitive prayer. Oh, I stopped praying that same repetitive prayer. Oh, you stop idolizing the pain, and oh me, I stopped it. Oh, the chastisement was there to stop it and open up my eyes. You're not hearing me. If you hear me, you understand warfare. It equips you. I'm not talking about being in a position of being humbled by enemies. No, you're not made to be humbled by anybody but God. He approves of it to say, come to me. I got something for you to see. I have something to show you. I want you to walk in it. It's a lesson. And at the end of the lesson, have you walked and seasoned meat of it, because it's a test coming up ahead to give you room to walk in what you learn. Ooh-woo. It's complex. Healing can be complex. But warfare can be complex just as well. If you don't open your eyes, your spiritual eyes, and surrender to God's way, you're missing a lot of the fight. You're missing a lot that need to be addressed, but it needs to be seen. And if you constantly feeding your flesh, your body of, oh, I want to operate out of pride and I need to be validated. Who can outdo validation from God, feeding your soul and your spirit? Who can outdo Him? So people can shame and bring conflict all they like. That's all they have. But go further than people. Go in the spirit realm and find out that's what the spirits. That's the only thing the enemy has is confusion, drama, hate, foul spirits. But you got to detach yourself from that to find out who you are. Find out what's your purpose. What's the purpose of the warfare? It's a whole kind of level of warfare gonna come in. It's like opening a can of worms. And once you open it, there's no putting it back. There's no, oh, I can see foul spirits and what they're trying to do. What you gonna do? You can see in the spirit, what are you gonna do? You have to grow. You have to stay connected to the spirit of truth. It's meant for you to grow. A gift like that could seem like a curse because of the chaos it's tied to. But it's... it's either highlighting the man or the woman, how God sees you and you're called to be. And it's tied to your success and healing. And your healing and success must be rich because it's tied to it. It's tied to your purpose. It's tied to it. The enemy can't block that. So he's sending warfare to confuse you. For you to operate out of your flesh and operate out of ego. Why operate out of something that's going to bring more chaos consistently? You fighting back with the enemy when you operate out of ego. He's already there operating out of ego and operating out of status of the world. That's all the enemy has. Is to use soulless, brainwashed individuals who lost. Or maybe they not lost. Maybe they just brainwashed. Or maybe it's a combination of both. Or maybe because the stronghold is the entertainment from the things they idolize. Maybe it's that. But they have their own battles they have to fight. And it's not worth to operate out of ego. How you diffuse every foul spirit? Walk in truth. Find the spirit of truth. It validates you. And it reveals every foul spirit that wants to control you. It wants you to go backwards so bad. It wants you to go back into your old ways so bad. But I want you to walk in healing and power and acceptance. It's meant for everyone. But the stronger the healing and stronger the calling, the stronger are the warfares and the foul spirits that tries to gatekeep one's progress, but they don't. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Because when you find the spirit of truth, a way to righteousness and to accept truth is there. And also there's a way to fight the enemy. There's a solution behind fighting the enemy in the spirit realm. There's a tool to fight the enemy already there. When you accept truth about yourself, about the environment, about those. But what God says and what he sees. When you operate out of the spirit realm, your feelings are not important. So someone that's attacking, trying to belittle your identity or your flesh or your feelings, it don't work, because it brings much destruction and loneliness to themselves. They're not able to adjust. You don't constantly operate out of that foulness and don't think it's coming for you. It's not going to come for them the way they sent it. Get your eyes off of people. When you dealing with intense warfare, those are spiritual strongholds attacking you, dear. Let's be real and raw. And they don't want you to walk in truth. They don't want you to find truth. Those spirits want you to go back entertaining the 3D realm. They don't want you to open your eyes. They don't want you to find fulfillment. They don't want you to find healing. What? You find healing? Then they call you crazy. Well, you're deranged. You losing your marbles. You're loopy. What? But the Spirit of Truth reveals everything in everybody. He don't leave you lacking. He wants everyone to do this. This is something that we are able to do. He said, test the spirit by the Spirit. And it says also in the word, you'll know them by the fruit they bear. An enemy trying not to bear no fruit. He don't care about no fruit. He trying to steal others and take credit for it. I ain't talking about people. I'm talking about in the spirit realm. Enemy don't care. And when you see the enemy that aggressive in warfare, who's going to back you up to clear out the madness the enemy's performing? And it's rubbed off in the 3D realm, but it's chaos in the spiritual realm. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Again, the work of success in healing and bearing fruit, that's real work. That's not an on and off switch. That's not a mask you wear. Most High gonna stretch you out and make a man or woman out of you. He gonna make you accountable. And he gonna make you search for him. If you talk about real honor, if you talk about discipline, you talk about structure, you talk about operating out of truth and real love, real fulfillment, and protection, and guidance, and wisdom, he gonna make you come to him. He gonna use the enemy. Every attack, everything the enemy operates from, he gonna use the enemy. He gonna test you. Seems like he's far away, but he's near. It's to build you up. Build up your character. Make you stand tall in your core values. Make you fight back the enemy in the spirit realm. with the spirit of truth. We're putting the armor on of the warfare. That's the purpose of the fight. You notice you go through warfare when the warfare starts with one person. Oh, let me keep it in the spirit realm, not this 3D. The warfare starts off with one spirit and brings another. That means you're winning. That means you have something that the enemy is afraid of. So it go get another foul spirit. And it don't just go get something that's odd to you, but something that you're familiar with, but you will be ashamed of. You got to walk with truth. You got to walk with the spirit of truth. And you got to surrender your path over the Most High to His spirit of truth. When you do that, He clears it out for you to walk deeper in it. So you don't have no room to walk in your old ways or the old foul spirits that you're familiar with. So they come in strongholds of souls who are brainwashed or lost or combination of both. I've been lost, I've been broken, I've been brainwashed. Oh, many things. Had to heal from that. Shadow work, acknowledging the Spirit of God, denouncing myself, purging many times. This is not something that happens overnight. This is moments, several times of healing. Your work of several healings. Because your purpose and your spirit is heavy. The opportunity to walk in righteousness is heavy. And it make room for you. He says your gifts will make room for you. What gifts was he talking about? Was it gifts in the spirit realm? Was it gifts of righteousness? Was it gifts from disciplining your flesh? Oh, you go, ho, 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 ho. Woo. Hey. Woo, wee. He empowers the soul, the spirit, the mind of those who look for Him. But those who stay consistent of finding Him and standing tall, there's authority for you. There's authority for you, and there's a purpose for you, and there's a place of power for you that the enemy don't want you to see. I remember one of the prayers I used to pray as a little girl. God, if I have to deal with all this pain, help me experience you while I'm here, dealing with all this pain. I remember crying, saying that, being broken. I know what it's like to be broken from hardships and cards that you dealt with at a young age that you have no control over. I know what it's like to be broken from the choices you make. I know what it's like to be brainwashed because of the choices you make. I know what it's like. You gotta break and heal from all that crap, all that trash, all that trauma, all that abuse, all of that. But see, there's a spirit. Go to the Spirit of God. He reveals that spirit that you operate from. And He also reveals what it's not meant for you to be operating. With those idols He hates the idols. Yo, oh my gosh. He hates the idols because it doesn't fulfill us. It doesn't help us. It doesn't love us. It doesn't edify us. It doesn't support us standing tall. It doesn't help us to put on our crown. It doesn't help us to receive honor. It doesn't make room for healing that do we deserve of. Oh my God. It's chaos and confusion. If it's chaos and confusion in your life, then there's a more intense fight in the spirit realm. When there's spiritual warfare, I flip like a pancake, I notice. I flip like a pancake and I hop. Hardcore. Hardcore. And I be wondering why. I'm like, what's going on? It's because I'm fighting in the spirit realm. The enemy doesn't approve of me operating out of genuine love. The enemy doesn't approve of me operating out of my higher self. The enemy doesn't approve of me being sincere with my works, my actions. But he can't block that. And it's not his choice. So he used people to do all he can for him feeling power. But it's monetary gain of power. It's monetary gain of fulfillment. It's not long term, because if you see an enemy, if you acknowledge an enemy that has pride and ego and that does things for gain, they don't have that success long. They don't have that boost long. And when they realize the effect is wearing off, that's when you notice they gotta walk away. They gotta come up with another plan for destruction. But they need another feed from another foul spirit, is what it is. They need another feed from another foul spirit. What more destruction can I do to break this individual down? It's chaos in the spirit realm. How you clear it up? You walk with truth. Most High, I'm going to find you. If it takes the life of me, I'm going to find your ways and make them blend into my ways, even if I don't like it, even if it hurts my flesh. But it brings in order. And it support one to be disciplined. And it support one's true worth. I'm going to make that my duty with the life of me, even in my sleep, even in my awakening. I'm not going to give room to no idols. You can't hear from God and get relief and guidance if you make an idol. Those idols are attached to foul spirits. I said it before. They're attached to foul spirits. And the strongholds, you're not going to know how to get relief from it. The relief comes from you surrendering your way to God's way. And he show you how to fight back. Ooh. The can of worms is meant to be cleared out and not muzzled. It's not meant to, I'm going to stuff all this wickedness in this can and let it stay in this can. I'm going to stuff all these worms, all these corruption. I'm going to stuff all this trauma. I'm going to compress all this stress onto oneself for them to operate out of multiple foul spirits. And see how they function out of that. That's what happens when you hold on to trauma. That's what the devil promotes. Those who go through trauma or abuse usually are sad or angry, but it's a stronghold of either or both. But that's not who you're meant to operate out of. That's those spirits. You gotta let them go and fight back and walk with truth. When it talks about that in the New Testament, with putting on the breastplate of righteousness, the spirit of truth, and walking by the fruits of the spirit, it's talking about the spirit, the warfare. So when you go through it, put it on because it's protecting you, and it got judgment, and it's going to reveal every foul spirit that wants to contain one's life. When you go through warfare, open up your spiritual eyes and see it's going down, but it's meant for you to get up. It's meant for you to be successful. It's meant for you to walk in your call and your purpose. It's validation there for you. It's greatness of who you call and what you are meant to be. The enemy can't block it. He can't stop it. But you got to rise up. You got to rise up. There's tools there. Wait a minute. Acknowledging the spirit of truth. There's tools there. He provides tools. He don't just tell the truth. He don't just reveal every foul spirit. There's tools to walk in righteousness. There's tools to clean up your life. There's tools to walk in a right spirit. There's motivation as well. The enemy can keep you bound without revealing who they are. Not only revealing who they are, they can't keep being healthy and happy and fulfilled while attacking someone else. They have to go back and get a refill from more foul spirits. If you let what's going on, if there's chaos or drama, if you deal with constant drama with people, it's because it's constant warfare. You gotta walk by the truth. You gotta walk with the spirit of truth. And God is pulling you in from warfare. He's calling you in. I'm calling you. I'm calling you to walk in truth. I'm calling you to walk in righteousness. I want you to walk this thing out. I healed you before, but I need you to walk this thing out. Because I know you can do it. And I'm with you. I'm revealing things to you because I'm revealing I'm with you. I hear you. And I approve of you. But I want you to walk with me. I want you to stand tall with me. I'm going to equip you. I'm going to put a fire that's going to fulfill that thirst that's within you. That's going to shame everything that you used to feed. Ooh, you're walking. Baby. Ooh, I wish I could tell myself this years ago and make it simple. Ooh, Jesus. I've been through some severe warfare. Just about every 3 months, every 2 months of the year, for years of my life, went through severe warfare. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I went through some severe things. The enemy wanted me bound. He didn't want me to see him. He didn't want me to reflect and receive love from God. He didn't want me to find freedom. Healing promotes freedom. After you heal from your own ways and you accept discipline, it prepares you for purpose. You can fight the enemy better and stronger when you heal. You can open up your spiritual eyes and not operate or be in fear. Woo! Woo! Mm. He gives you something that nobody else can give you. And it's precious when you receive it. It's very intimate. I didn't know Most High love his people like this, yo. I'm going to be raw real. I didn't know he loved his people like this till I walked. I stood up and said, God, I surrender. Not just in church or at a baptism. I mean, with my words, my actions, my character. I'm here. I surrender. I didn't know you love me like this. I find joy and fulfillment with surrendering because he fulfilled me. I don't need that lust. I don't need that broken woman. I wish I could go back in time and tell my younger self, you are loved. No matter your struggle, darling. No matter your trauma, darling. No matter who left you. No matter who broke you, darling. Darling. Even if your father wasn't there. Even if folk don't understand you, God loves you, darling. Love. There's a love that's crying out for you to find. Ooh, I wish I... Ooh, Jesus Christ. Ooh, Lord have mercy. He loved his people. He loved his creation. He wants us to look for him. There's fulfillment when you find him. And he reveals back to you your work, darling. There's no words that can describe your work, your purpose, and your healing. He gives it to you little bit by little bit because it's heavy. And so are the works of God. You can't carry that throughout your entire life, but through time you can. Not in one moment. Oh, my, oh. You got to get quiet. You got to say, like Elijah. Who was raised. Let me not go back and quote the Old Testament because I need to work on the Old Testament. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna go there. But the man of God who was raised in the church, from the Old Testament. And he was hearing from God, but he didn't know he was hearing from God. He makes it easy for those who are able to acknowledge him. For those who have severe trauma, you got a flag on you that it's not going to get removed till you go to him. You got fulfillment within you that's meant for you till you go for him. How many of us are going through trauma and abuse and intense warfare? And we would respond with our flesh. We respond with emotions. But we're not going to God. The warfare wakes up the warrior in you. You're meant to be. And it also brings out the beauty within you. From your spirit, from your soul. Imagine going to God, hey, I got pride. I was insecure. I'm going to be talk about me. I'm not going to talk about nobody else. I was felt so ugly as a child because of my skin color. Because of my weight. And the enemy used those things to bring on brokenness. And the enemy, here's the hard part. The enemy brings in strongholds to others who don't know better. Who are not wise enough to make better choices. This is why I say, I say my daddy was a player, right? But let's go deeper than what he did and he didn't do. Let me go deeper than that. What about the strongholds one is left to deal with and one don't know how? One doesn't know how to heal. One doesn't know how to purge. One doesn't know how to seek God. One doesn't know how to deal with trauma. One doesn't know how to deal with rejection. One doesn't know how to deal with judgment. Hoo-wee. Hoo-wee. So our choices and the spirits we entertain, it is rootless and don't care about us and what our desires are. We're being brainwashed and lost, and we're leaving ones behind us to deal with no covering, no guidance. If we feel that way with in the physical realm, what about the spirit? What whoo. There were strongholds of lust of my own, but I had to acknowledge, wait a minute, this is this is not a fight that's not just from me. This is not a fight of just my own choices, but choices that was others before me. Not just my parents, but the ones who created me, but those who didn't respect structure and order and discipline. And let's go deeper. Those who don't respect the spirit of truth and the spirit of God, It's a heck of a mess you lead to your offspring. Your offspring got to deal with strongholds of that. And I'm sorry. I love my offspring. And I'm not the perfect parent. But I lay down my life for my offspring. I don't want my offspring to deal with them kind of strongholds. So I fight any devil. I gotta fight like hell. I don't give a damn. I fight that. And I'll make my fight known. Hey, seek truth. Seek truth. Look at my pain that I went through. Look at it good. Look at the spirits of it good. Look at it good now. And don't entertain it. You need freedom and you need healing. When you operate out of the spirit of truth, God give you that. The enemy creates fear. Ooh, what a moment. What a heck of a moment. Oh my God. Ooh. The enemy hates us and is in fear of us walking by the Spirit of God. Oh my God. It's why he wants us to be afraid of him. But the truth is, he surrendered to the Spirit of God. He surrenders to the work in the hand of God. He got no choice but to listen. That's why it's a fight to constantly walk in your authority. What are you entertaining while you go through warfare? No matter what the enemy says, it's like, oh, it don't matter, darling. Who's protecting yours while you're fighting another? Who's covering them if you love them? Even if you're not communicating with them, who's protecting them? Foul spirits don't dwell near ones who's on the right path, whose soul is connected to truth and the Spirit of God. They don't come, they don't stay around. They poke, they attack, they send all kinds of warfare, but they don't dwell. So for folk who like to keep one in shame, you wasting your time, but you helping edify God's will. You helping one find their purpose and their calling. And this is why one doesn't entertain this flesh with an enemy. It's a waste of time and energy. When the real enemy in the spirit needs to be addressed and put in its place. If the enemy rule over you in the spirit realm, he gonna play with you like a puppet in the flesh. But if you accept in the path of truth, the spirit of truth, God protects you in the long haul. He protects your offspring in the long haul. Everything about you is protected. Even if it's attacked, even if it's low, it's protected. It's anointed. It's blessed. Ooh, the enemy hates it. It's a different kind of blessing. It's a different quality of blessing. Your spirit man receives purpose and fulfillment. And it's a light that's worth staying on all night. It's a light that can stay on all night. He protects your children when you accept truth. The warfare they go through won't be so severe. The strongholds won't be so overwhelming. But for a bastard child, it's best for them to find the will of God and honor God. For him to remove those curses. And for the warfare to be cleared out. But the warfare, the intense spiritual and physical warfare, is made for one to grow up and accept there's a purpose. How many times the enemy tried to belittle me and keep me stuck? It's mind-blowing. But that don't work. Because I don't operate off of my abilities in my body. I went to Most High one day and said, hey, help me. Help me with this. Reveal the purpose. Reveal the purpose of this. What's going to help me have a solution? And I found out I need to heal from people's views and accept God's view. A lot of lessons I had to learn. And I'm constantly learning. But a severe multi-area warfare affecting multiple areas of your life, you got to accept the lessons so you can keep fighting. You can't afford to go slacking. You can't afford to, oh, let me take a break. Oh, let me go feed this temptation. Huh? How you gonna feed that temptation? Why would you feed that temptation? Look at the foul spirits around the temptation you'll be feeding. Look at the steps you'll be taking going back. The foul spirits, the destruction, the work it takes to clean it out. How much destruction, strongholds. It's the reason why the Bible says, it's more destruction that comes when a man go back to his own vomit, go back to his own filth. When you go back to those familiar spirits, whatever your struggle is, Satan used the comfortability of your sin, your pleasure, your desires, those things that feed your flesh, that make you feel great, feel good, okay, yes. Those things. It's trash. It's trash. You go back to those things, but you're not going back to just the average spirit or one or two addictions. And you thinking, okay, I could just deal with that one spirit that from that one addiction that I had. No, you're dealing with the stronghold of it. And it's going to bring more spirits in because they know. They know you want fulfillment and relief. The foul spirits do. Why you find joy and fulfillment in God's way, because it don't come with baggage and destruction and shame and guilt. There's a price to pay for God's way. Your will is not going to be fulfilled. His will. But you'll closely monitor the things that give you pleasure, but the things that break those foul spirits, it blocks and breaks his heart motives from you being able to receive it. So the enemy, you play with the enemy, he's not going to come in and, oh, I appreciate you coming by. Oh, yeah, you come back anytime. Yeah. The enemy is going to bring in strongholds to make you stay. Oh, please stay in this foul environment. Oh, please stay with the foul spirits. Please stay. Please stay. And that's to those who can see, those who have ability and purpose to walk in the light. And we all do. Those who know they deserve to hear. It's something owed to them. Yeah, it is. But you got to get in line, in alignment for it. You have to get in where God wants you. You got to be able to hear. Purpose is not just about you. Purpose is just not about me. It affects many people operating from truth. Our gifts and healing and abilities don't just affect us. They're selfish and self-centered. At the same time, I thank God for the warfare because it promotes somehow balance. Because without the warfare, you become self-religious. You could become self-righteous. You become full of ego with the opposite of, in a religious way, should I say. But there's still something the enemy can use. So the warfare, it promotes the salt that he said we are full of. You'll look at your life different. You open your spiritual eyes. And you see the foul spirits that's in the environment, what people are controlled by, idolize, even the things that you used to entertain, you don't want to entertain it no more. It's not pretty. You will want to heal. Healing is not just shadow work, but also accepting who's full of healing and truth, that love one, that protect one, And that what God wants to being whole. The more you heal, the more you gain guidance to be whole. You guide to your purpose. You guide into being fulfilled. You guide into being great. And where you can receive great honor. Because your purpose, and because you're healing, because you acknowledge the small steps. And you acknowledge there's a fight in the spirit realm that you need it. You need it. The enemy needs to know his place in the spirit realm. God says you need it. How many of us are not in alignment, in right place from what God sees us? Forget how we show up, how he sees us. There's constant growth. Don't take your life for granted. Don't take the grace for granted. Don't. But don't entertain your flesh and don't give room to idols. You cursing yourself and your bloodline. You're leaving a mess for the ones who don't know better. And if you've been on the wrong side of the tracks, make a scene with the warfare you have gone through and how you recover. Make good of it. I wish I could go back and I wish I could go back. I would have told myself as a child, hey, you so doggone emotional. You need to be tapping to the spirit of God. You know how gifted you are. Do you know how gifted you are? You know how much God loves you? You gotta let go of this pain. Every time you feel it, every day you feel it, you gotta let go. And the one who's gonna help you let go is God. It's the Spirit of God. I would have motivated myself as a kid more to pray more, to worship more. Stop with a particular prayer. Oh my gosh. Whew, so many things I would have done differently. But that's what he does when you heal so much and when you see foul spirits and you deal with the strongholds and you fight the strongholds. There's a relief and healing where you have to mother yourself. When Most High forgive you of your sin, you receive love from him that naturally mothers yourself. It renews the mind. It heals the love and renews the love in the heart that's meant to be there for him and for yourself. And you automatically mother yourself. And you let go. Woo-woo. Mm. Ooh, I love him, man. I love my daddy. I love my father. I love him. And that's what I mean by I didn't know he loved me like this. I wouldn't be able to look at even at my enemies the way I look at them. I look at them as peaceful. I make peace with you for the grace that's over you. You don't acknowledge. I make peace with you because it's a maker that's crying out for peace to be made between an enemy and themselves. Excuse me, not themselves. Between God and them. That could be an enemy. It's meant for them to make peace. So why would I go on and mirror the chaos? I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to hate them. No, I forgive them. But I ain't going to put up with abuse either. The world loves to use that scripture of, oh, turn the other cheek. Nah. It also, I can live by that scripture where it says in the word, the kingdom of God suffer violence and the violent take it back. I could use that structure as well to break down every tactic, every motive, every foul spirit, and reveal it and break it down where it needs to be. But the spirit of truth is in alignment with that. That will approve for that. The spirit of truth won't support me being hateful to someone who's hateful towards me. But the spirit of truth will approve of me defending myself, defending my rights. Healing affects everything. It affects everything. The more you don't heal, the more the enemy can use you, and the more you're empty and broken. And it takes time to heal. This is something that don't happen overnight. I'm not saying this to say, hey, don't encourage others to heal. I'm not saying this to discourage others from healing. I'm saying it to start so you can embrace the benefits long term, because it's a fight. It's a natural enemy that's not going to want you to go forward, that you don't see. It's not in this 3D realm. And if you operate based off of your flesh, it's different agendas the enemy will have, and traps and setups and destruction. I'm ready to applaud people for walking up, standing tall, healing, growing. That's what I'm ready for. That's my enemy. I don't care if I don't like you. I don't mind being a bigger woman and putting my feelings and emotions aside and say, you know what, you're walking with truth. I can respect that. I respect that. God bless you. I mean that. I'm willing to do that. I celebrate others walking in purpose. I'm willing to do that. Purpose is not a one person Living for God is multiple souls waking up. I'm supposed to be seeing more of my brothers and sisters in Christ walking by truth. Because they naturally support your purpose. Even if they far away. Even if they're close by. They don't have to lift a finger. Their light supports your... light supports another light that may not be strong. Another truth teller can support another truth teller. One that's in their purpose naturally supports, encourage, one way or another, one that wants that same thing. Freedom, healing, growth. I'm not looking to manipulate others. Seeing them being free and healing, it's a beautiful thing. And it makes me want to worship God more. That's why. Seeing what they're, realizing what they were made for and walking with love. Wow. Praise the Lord. Praise you, God. Praise you. Bless your name, God. Even if I don't like him. Yo, the love I have for God and seeing them walk in love, it throws away the motive of what the reason I don't like them. And I respect them for who they are. I'm made to respect them. Me. You're not hearing me. I respect their purpose. I respect who they are. How God sees them. He shows off his work when you walk in the light. He shows off your purpose. He makes your gift known. And it makes room for you. You're not just important, you're validated. You receive value. Woo! You get glory. And you help God's kingdom get glory. And whatever confusion, he dares it out and bring in unity. And it helps one to grow and accept others' purpose. And it helps one to grow in many ways. I can't describe it. Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the hand of God to come. I'm ready for the spirit more of God to move. I'm ready. If it's more spiritual warfare, I'm ready for that too. I ain't backing down. I'm not afraid of no enemy. No. Not even a group of them. It says it in the word, greater is he that's in you. If the spirit of truth is in you, if the power of truth is in you, then it's greater than the ones who operate out of evil and ego and greed and control and lust in the world. Woo. But you gotta make room for truth. You gotta make room though. It's a fight within yourself. It's a fight fighting flesh. It's a fight of making peace and making room for it. It's a fight. But you gotta come to peace with it. So the idols, You won't be attached to the spirits of those idols that defile the soul and bring in bitterness and curses. A lot of things it brings in. A lot of corruption, a lot of foulness, a lot of destruction, a lot of distractions. But how great are you if you don't get distracted? How powerful you become when you hear.